Welcome to Live Better Longer. I'm your host, Bill Borton. I have a very special guest today who has a really interesting story to tell. Cherise Morello-Pons is the owner and creator of Jade Organic Salon in Ambler, Pennsylvania. Cherise has been a cosmetologist for over 30 years and has done extensive research into organic products and methods within the beauty industry to provide a healthier approach for her clients' healthcare needs. Welcome, Cherise.
Thank you for having me, Bill.
It's my pleasure. So I'm really interested in you telling our viewers how Jade Organic Salon came to be. What's your story about that?
Well, truth be told, it goes back to when I was 5 years old.
Really?
When it was Christmas time, and I was always about the why. Why does this happen? How does this happen? So of course I wanted a doctor's kit. And in the doctor's kit comes the white jacket and to take your pulse and the hammer to check your reflexes. But all I was really interested in was the doctor's lab coat, because I immediately went over to my Barbie dolls and took a pair of scissors and started cutting their hair with my lab coat on.
Oh my.
Quite the surprise for my family.
Yes.
Barbie dolls with no hair. And then I quickly started to trim everybody else's hair in the house with my scissors, not paper. Not cutting paper, but hair.
So you had an early start.
I had an early start.
So fast forward a little bit more to the present time. And so how did that turn into Jade?
So in my career, I studied with fabulous mentors, and I really learned the craft of hair cutting. I worked within the hair industry from competing to teaching. I have my teacher's license, and I really had fun working with clients and really pulling out their expectations and really bringing to the forefront their most beautiful attribute within themselves, while minimizing other things that really by minimizing other things that were that could shift their outlook, shift their look within the, shift the way that they look, and then thus shifting the way they feel about themselves. And in doing that, I got very close with my clients through the years, and we developed a trust. And I often wondered, why, when you use the word beauty, do you think about a little bit of pain?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I know that after working behind the chair for 12 hours as a colorist, my eyes would start to swell by the end of the day.
Really? From the chemicals?
From the chemicals, from the smell of the chemicals. And my clients were becoming irritated the longer that they got their hair colored, especially when they told me that they've been coloring since their mid-20s, and now they're in their 40s.
Right.
And myself, my hands were breaking out in a rash. And when I went to the doctor, he thought it was a dermatitis and it's seasonal, but then it was all the time my hands were breaking out.
So back then you didn't wear gloves?
No. Well, we did, but putting product, mousse, gel, working within the hair, even after we rinse the color, you're still touching the hair. So there's still a sensitivity there.
Gotcha.
And we just thought that, beauty, it's painful. It's just part of the process. A little bit of pain with beauty. That's just the way it was. That's what we knew it to be.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And so how did the shift occur?
Well, we had a health concern within my family with my youngest daughter. She was diagnosed with a rare blood cancer, and we were instructed to bring her to an arena of wellness that we would have to use chemotherapy.
Ooh, nasty stuff.
Nasty stuff. So going back to that question, when I was little, 5 years old with the coat, why? Why? What created her body to get into this state? And what can we do to eliminate her body from being where it is right now and unhappy and in a disease? What can we do to reduce that symptom, not just treating the symptom? What else is there out there? Let's go past that, outside the box, which is kind of what I did in my career, with going, really pushing the limits of competing and going for my teacher's license and working with the community and doing cut-a-thons for cancer research, just always out there involving myself and looking past what the usual thing is.
So how did your search for a more holistic approach to helping your daughter, how did that lead you into where you are?
The green theory, doing things naturally.
Okay.
So as we adopted being adopting a philosophy of taking the body and saying, calm down, body. I understand you're not happy. Let's see what we can do to have you be in a happier state. Then I realized I kind of associated that with what I'm doing, which is calm down body, calm down scalp from being itching, calm down chemical cloud in the salon. What else is there out there besides just this method of coloring hair? Because as we move forward with creating an environment for Mia to be supported in a natural way, and her body was actually accepting this natural modality of wellness
And able to heal herself.
and able to heal herself,
Okay.
then I wanted to bring that into my cosmetology field, especially with all my ladies and myself, because I work with it and I do it every day, and I love doing hair. I just love I just love creating and cutting and coloring. It's so much fun.
But you and your clients were experiencing a downside based on the way things
Indeed.
were always done.
Indeed, my body was aching. I had migraine headaches, and it was difficult for me to perform my job in a pleasurable environment.
So helping your daughter Mia led you to organics in your chosen field?
Yes, indeed. So I went out, I started Googling different things about hair color and what's out there. And I discovered through my research that there is another alternative way of coloring hair and involved chemistry. Back to my lab coat again. And that intrigued me. So I asked my husband and my kids to drop me off at the train station at midnight after working a 12-hour day. I got on a train to go to Boston, rode all night, arrived in Boston with my suitcase, went to a salon, changed my clothes, and my mind got blown. Because I'm the kind of person that you have to prove it to me. You got to show it to me. I don't believe anything unless I experience it. And what I experienced with an organic color line blew my mind away, and I really understood how hair color works.
Well, I'd really like to talk more about that, but we're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment with more Live Better Longer. I'm your host, Bill Borton.
Did you see the sign?
When I needed to jumpstart sales.
Build attendance for an event.
Help people find their way. Fast Signs design new directional signage.
And got them back on track. Get started at fastsigns.com.
Hey everyone, this is Donna Valente, Sales Performance and Leadership Coach and founder of the Enterprise Sales Institute. Join me every Wednesday at 11 o'clock here with RBN TV on That Sales Show. On this show, we are going to share with you best practices in emotional intelligence, sales process, and sales strategy with some of the industry's biggest thought leaders. So, don't forget, 11 o'clock Wednesday here with RBN TV and That Sales Show.
Got a quarter?
Looking at me. Welcome back to Live Better Longer. I'm your host, Bill Borton, here with Cherise Morello-Pons from the Jade Organic Salon in Ambler, New Jersey. Cherise.
Ambler, Pennsylvania.
Ambler,
Soon
Pennsylvania.
to be New
Oh my
Jersey,
gosh.
Delaware, everywhere in the
Yes.
North America.
And silly me, I escaped New Jersey a couple of years ago, and I guess for some reason now that I'm back here at RBN Studios, oh my. At any rate, so before the break, we talked about your late night trip to Boston and what you found when you discovered organics in the hair coloring field. So tell me more about that.
Well, what I found was the true artist within myself. That's what I really found in being in an atmosphere that was conducive to creativity.
So you were no longer dealing with any irritations, your clients weren't dealing with irritations, and so you could truly work with the color.
And hair. in a clean canvas that was responsive. The hair was responsive. It's bouncier, it's more vibrant. I'm able to change styles more quickly because the hair is in its optimum state. It's left in its optimum state.
So what happens when you're not using organics? I know you told me about some of the irritations and all that, but did the client actually experience discomfort? I mean, I'm not a woman who gets her hair colored, so, but when someone goes and gets their hair colored to touch up the gray or to just change their color, do they experience discomfort?
So here's the thing. When you get your hair colored, what we're trying to do is color hair. So we're either changing the tone or we are actually shifting the hair into a whole different dimensional look. Well, we're coloring hair, but we can do it in many different ways. But ultimately, at the end of the process, to leave the hair in a natural, healthy state is our objective.
Right.
And what I found was, in order to do that, I had to complement that with products. So
you had to work with what was available, at least what you knew was available at the time.
Exactly.
And so
that was the game changer. So how could you color hair, keep it in a healthy state, have me be in a healthy atmosphere so I could live better longer, and they can live better longer and have their hair be on their head longer. Because there's a saying that is said, oh, it'll grow back. Oh, it'll grow back. Well, it doesn't grow back. If you hurt the scalp, if you irritate the scalp, then the scalp will not produce, the bulb itself will not produce another hair because it's irritated.
That brings up something I've always wondered about. I know a lot of women, as they age, sometimes end up with thinning hair. Is that as a result of long-term use of hair dyes and other things?
Could be. It could be also your medication that you're taking in your body.
Okay.
It could be stress. There's a lot of different things that cultivate your hair. Just like a field when you plant. If you're going to plant a specific seed, that's an heirloom seed, you have to check the type of soil that you're using, the amount of sunlight, the amount of water, to make sure that that plant is growing to its full potential. That's how hair color is. So working with an organic color line is a little bit different than a standard color line. A standard color line has chemicals in it that enable that color to be dropped into the hair through a chemical opening of the cuticle. Organic color system works in first cleaning the hair and clearing it so there's nothing on it, that it's fresh and a clean canvas, and then actually testing the hair to see what kind of form it's in, testing the soil when you're planting, similar to the pH, really looking at how much light, same thing with your hair, testing it to see where the porosity is it breaking off? Do we need to create that hair to be stronger with protein so that way it can hold the dye load? Or moisture, is it missing moisture, and being able to utilize those and put it into the hair so the hair is all ready to be colored is one of the things that we do with organic color. And then in coloring the hair, instead of doing it through a chemical, we do it manually. How about that?
How about that?
Manually.
So if I think about it, the long-term use of anything that's not natural on your body gets absorbed through the skin, which is your largest organ.
Largest organ.
And so the long-term effects of having your scalp absorbing chemicals probably can't do you a whole lot of good and could end up stressing your immune system in a variety of ways.
And there's also research and data that concludes that. And when you think about it, we're putting something on our brain. We're putting something so close to our brain. And what we're looking for, the outcome is to color your hair. And we can achieve that without the harmful after facts.
And you and the other stylists aren't dealing with it all day, every day, which can be worse for you than the occasional exposure to a client.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So are you healthier now?
Yes, I am. My asthma is virtually gone. My hands don't erupt in breakouts any longer. You walk into the atmosphere of our salon, and we have plants that are inspired from NASA to keep the oxygen at a wonderful, what we're breathing is pure air all the time. And our color enables us to really get into the hair cuticle to color it effectively which is more vibrant. The color is more vibrant because the cuticle isn't shifted. The integrity of it isn't shifted. It's not manhandled, you could say. You know, when like.
No, wait a minute.
Oh,
where are you going with that manhandling stuff, Cherise?
But we're dropping a dilute in gently in a totally different fashion. That has less exposure to unhealthy ingredients. It's not necessary.
Gotcha.
This is an old school. They've been coloring hair like this for our grandmothers would color hair. Wash your hair, mix up the dye with oil, put it on the head with a plastic cap. And that's how you color hair.
So I'm curious, as you shifted in this direction, I'm guessing you had clients that have been coming to you for a long time that saw something was different. And I guess you had to explain this to a lot of people for at least a period of time.
You know, I gotta be honest, my clientele, we have a trust. We developed a trust. They come to me and they tell me their secrets. I watch them. I cut some of my clients' hair from when they were young children, and now I'm cutting their children and their grandchildren.
Wow.
So we have a bond. So immediately when I found out that there's another effective way, an alternative green solution to coloring hair, they were all on board and couldn't wait to spread the news, especially to expecting mothers. It opens up a whole new door to expecting mothers.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you know, what they absorb, their baby absorbs. So I want to talk to you more after we come back for another break about what clients can experience when they walk into Jade Organics. This is Bill Borton. We're going to take a break for another word from our sponsor. We'll be back with more Live Better Longer.
When did you see the sign?
When I needed to jumpstart sales.
Build attendance for an event.
Help people find their way. Fast Signs design new directional signage.
And got them back on track. Get started at fastsigns.com.
I'm Casey Price, host of a brand new show on RVN TV called Justice for All. Tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as some of South Jersey's amazing attorneys share their stories and important legal information that could affect you and the people you love. Remember, that's in Justice for All, every Tuesday at 1 p.m. only on RVN TV.
Is your business growing and now you need a new and bigger building? Has your organization outgrown their facility and now it's time to expand?
Do your hobbies require the need for more space?
If you're paying rent, but now you want the advantages of owning, the prospect of financing, construction, and on-time completion may seem out of your reach. General Steel Corporation has the answer. A pre-engineered steel building from the General will not only look great and satisfy almost any need, but you'll save time and money. Our team will help you create your building and deliver it to your location. We offer design services to help you present your concept to board members, bankers, or for fundraising. And the General can even help with financing. General Steel is a name you know, with quality backed by a 50-year structural warranty. Call today and find out how easy it is to have the building you want. You may even save up to $20,000 with rebates. If you need space, you need the General.
Welcome back to Live Better Longer. I'm your host, Bill Borton, here with Cherise Morello-Pons from Jade Organic Salon. So Cherise, when someone walks in your door of your salon for the first time, what do they experience? What's it like? Help our viewers understand.
So when you walk into Jade Organic Salon, our approach is a little bit different than the approach that a standard hair color salon uses. So first, when you walk in, there isn't that heavy odor that hits you. And that's quite refreshing. Immediately, that's what the client says as they walk in. Oh, there's no odor, there's no smell in here. And we would have been coloring for quite some time, a couple hours. Next, what we do is we do a client consultation.
Really?
So what we need to know before we actually color the hair is a little bit more about your lifestyle. What type of water are you using? And what kind of medication are you on? Because the hair is an appendage, much like your skin and your nails. So everything that we put in our body, it grows out through our hair, our skin, and our nails. It's your appendage. So what you're putting in your body is in your hair. So I need to know a little bit more about what that looks like. So based on that information, then we talk about your lifestyle. How much time do you like to spend on your hair? Do you like your hair? Do you like to get attention with your hair? Is your hair an accessory, or is it something that you just wash and wear? And that determines where we are as far as creativeness. And that's really where the game changer was for me with using this organic color line, is I didn't have that adaptability in standard color because the hair was left in this state of lacking protein because of the ammonia, resorcinol, and formaldehyde in standard color. And our product, the best thing about our product is what's not in our product, which is those three things. So the hair, I'm able to recreate a different style, different style, different style. So the canvas is open for me. And for the client, there's less product use at home that's necessary to achieve that look.
So the hair's more resilient and it's healthier, and so
color
you
lasts
and
longer.
the client, when they're not in your salon, can work more effectively and have a better outcome.
Indeed.
So the cut and the wash is pretty much what you would expect at the salon?
Well, first we wash the hair to remove anything that's on it, and then we do a wet strand test. So by stretching the hair responds in a way that tells us what the hair is lacking.
Really?
Is it lacking protein or is it lacking moisture?
Okay.
Because they're the things that usually are associated with hair, and using standard hair color, it leaves the hair in that state.
And these are not things that most women who come in would expect?
No.
So nobody's done that before?
It's not necessary
Okay.
with standard color because of the ingredients in the color will penetrate through wax, plastic, sweat, oil on the hair itself. So I don't know if you know this, because I don't think you get your hair colored, but typically when you walk into a salon to get your hair colored, you sit down and the color is applied to the hair as it's stated there without being washed. It's just applied to dirty hair, and we apply it, and then we get the color. Where our product, because of the gentleness and the green factor in it, and because we're using a thermal cap to process hair color, so you know when your hands get warm or they get hot and your rings get tight because your hands swell, that's what we do in a natural way, in a mechanical way. So instead of swelling the hair with a chemical like ammonia that leaves the hair a little bit in a corrosive state, swollen, we do it with a plastic bag and a thermal cap that heats the hair gently without a toxic ingredient, and enables the hair to go back down naturally. So that's how it's left in that vibrant, shiny state, and the color lasts longer.
Interesting. So now, how do people find you? Do you have a website, right?
Yes.
And what's the web URL?
Jade Organic Salon.
Okay. .com.
.com.
All
And
right.
we also write for a Montgomery County Women's Journal.
Okay.
And we have a lot of articles that are on our website that talk about things that you should be mindful of as far as ingredients that are touching your skin.
And so you are over in Ambler, Pennsylvania,
Yes.
right on the main street, right on Butler?
Right on Butler Ave, right at the intersection of Bethlehem Pike and Butler Ave.
Okay.
The intersection of health and beauty.
How about that? And so, so you have people that come for a considerable distance to see you, right?
Yes, we do.
So people from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, for instance, could come across the bridge and come to Jade.
Oh, indeed.
And be glad they made the trip.
Turnpike is right there, 76 is right there. Indeed. It's a step that your future self will thank you for.
So it's worth going the extra mile to look better and be healthy.
Absolutely, especially when you can achieve that without the side effects of a chemical product. You can achieve it in a natural, healthy way that is more of a value in the long run than doing it in a quick chemical, doing it in that way. And it leads for the stylist as an artist limited to what we can attain, to what we can do, possibly do.
Well, you clearly must be demonstrating the results you've been telling us about, because I happened to take a look at your website and I looked at the long list of testimonials, which I thought was interesting. Were all from women, by the way. But I know there are some guys that get their hair colored. But you know, people really, they do come from a distance and they rave about you.
Thank you.
And
It's quite the privilege to be able to work with people and really get inside their head and their heart and how they see themselves, and then being able to bring that to the forefront and have them walking out taller and feeling great about how their experience that they had.
So, Jade Organic Salon at the intersection of Bethlehem on Butler Pike in Ambler, Pennsylvania. jadeorganicsalon.com. And
yes.
you are Cherise Morello-Pons. And I have really enjoyed having you on Live Better Longer.
Oh, Bill,
And
to bring it back, thank you so much.
So, and all you ladies who want to live better longer should get in touch with Cherise and come over to Ambler for that initial consultation so that you too can live better longer. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Bill Borton. Until next Tuesday at 11 on RVN TV, thanks for watching.